Dear students, let's start part 3 of the chapter New Questions and Ideas. And today's topic is Jainism. In the previous video, we discussed about Upanishads. So let's start Jainism. The last and 24th Tirthankara of the Jainas, Vardhamana Mahavira, also spread his message around this time. It is 2500 years ago. If we see about life of Mahavira, Vardhamana Mahavira, so you have to remember, dear students, he was born to Siddhartha, his father, Janatrika clan, and Trishla, his mother, Lichavi princess, in 540 BC birth. After that, he was born at Kundagram near Vaishali in Bihar, present time in Bihar, Vaishali, Bihar. The name of his wife was Yashoda, daughter Priyadarsena, and son-in-law Jamali. Renunciation time 30 years age, at the age of 30 years. So he was a Kshatriya prince of Lichvis, a group that was part of the Vajji Sangha. We have discussed about Vajji Sangha in the chapter number 5. At the age of 30, when he was of 30 years of age, he left home and went to live in a forest. For 12 years, he led a hard and lonely life, at the end which he attained enlightenment. He taught a simple doctrine. What doctrine? Very simple thing. He taught that men and women who wished to know the truth must leave their homes. It means if you are sitting in your home, if you are staying at home, you cannot get enlightenment, you cannot get the knowledge. If you want to know something, if you want to know the truth, you must leave your homes. This was the clear message of Mahavira. They must follow very strictly the rules of ahimsa, non-violence, also known as non-violence, which means not hurting or killing living beings. All beings, said Mahavira, long to live. To all things life is dear. Ordinary people could understand the teachings of Mahavira and his followers because they used Prakrit language. And Prakrit language was the language of simple or ordinary people. There were several forms of Prakrit used in different parts of the country and named after the regions in which they were used. For example, if we see the example of Prakrit spoken in Magadha was known as Magadhi. It was also Prakrit language but known as Magadhi. Followers of Mahavira who were known as Jainas. So what the followers of Mahavira known as Jainas? They had to lead very simple lives, begging from food for food. They had to be absolutely honest and were specially asked not to steal. It means good habit and for hard and simple life was developed in the followers of Mahavira. Also, they had to observe celibacy, and men had to give up everything, including their clothes, everything. Celibacy means the state of being unmarried or abstaining from any sexual relationship. This was celibacy. It was very hard for the people, but it was compulsory and followed by all the followers or Jainas in Jainism. Next one is Jaina. The word Jaina comes from the term Jina, meaning conqueror. Jaina. It was very difficult for most men and women to follow these strict rules, as we have seen that these were very strict rules. Nevertheless, thousands left their homes to learn and teach this new way of life. Many more remained behind and supported those who became monks and nuns. Monks, male, nuns, female, providing them with food. Jainism was supported mainly by traders, farmers who had to kill insects to protect their crops, found it more difficult to follow the rules. Means that peasants have to kill insects by fertilizers or pesticides, insecticides, etc. So it was very difficult for those people to follow these kinds of rules. Over hundreds of years, Jainism spread to different parts of North India and to these parts Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka. The teachings of Mahavira and his followers were transmitted orally for several centuries. It means there were no printed material and no books used to be there. So these preachings or the teachings of Mahavira were transmitted orally. They were written, drawn down in the form of in which they are presently available at place called Vallabhi in Gujarat about 1500 years ago. So we can see in map 7 page number 105, the Sangha, both the Mahavira and Buddha felt that only those who left their homes could gain true knowledge or the truth. They arranged for them to stay together in the Sangha. Sangha means the places were not home but just like homes, and the people who are following the Jainism and Buddhism used to stay there. It was an association of those who left their home. So these kinds were organizations and associations were only for those people who left their homes could stay here. The rules made for Buddhist Sangha were written down in a book called Vinaya Pitaka. You have to remember, dear students, in Sanghas, so the literature was there and it was the rules of Sangha in Buddhism. These were written in a book, Vinaya Pitaka. From this we know that there were separate branches for men and women. All men could join the Sangha. However, children had to take the permission of their parents and slaves that of their masters, because slaves were under the people who were their masters and just they had to give them permission to join this kind of Sanghas in Jainism or Buddhism. Those who worked for the king had to take his permission, and debtors that of creditors. Women had to take their husband's permission. So these things you have to remember, that who used to take the permission from whom. Men and women who joined the Sangha led simple lives. What kind of simple lives? They meditated for most of the time and went to cities and villages to beg for food during fixed hours. That's why they were known as bhikkhus, means in the Prakrit word for renouncer, beggar. They were like beggars. And bhikkhunis, this word was used for female. They taught others and helped one another. They also held meetings to settle any quarrels that took place within the Sangha. If any kind of dispute was there, conflict was there, so these people could settle them. Those who joined the Sangha included Brahmins, Kshatriyas, merchants, laborers, barbers, courtesans, and slaves. Many of them wrote down the teachings of the Buddha. Some of them also composed beautiful poems describing their life in the Sangha. So these things also were done by the people who used to live in the Sangha. So I hope that you understood about Sangha and also about Jainism. So in the next video, we'll discuss about the rest of the topic of this chapter. Thank you. Have a nice day.